I just lost my job, so let's start a YouTube. Wow, great lighting. That's not like horror movie-ish at all, but do you ever do that thing where you're not running late, but you feel like you are? That is me right now. I'm getting ready to leave, and let's go. I'm not late, but I feel like I'm running late because I think the anticipation and I didn't sleep enough. And okay, let's go. Whoops, okay, freeze frame. I forgot to explain where we were going. YouTube. Who knew it was so hard? Anyway, every year our local library has a book sale where books are super cheap. It's at the fairgrounds. And as you can see here, I'm driving through storm damage that I will explain later in the video. So stay tuned. Okay, onwards. Oh, there's a lot of tree debris down here, but there's already like a line of people forming. I'm here not as early as I wanted to be, but okay, let's park.
They're trying to sell their stay in my property.
Yeah. I didn't record much for obvious reasons. By the way, that guy is scanning books to check prices, but the checkout here is kind of weird. You go to one person, they count your books, and then you go up here to the second people and you pay them. Teaser for my next video. Okay, here's my handy hint if you're cool enough to watch my videos. Everybody parks up here in the main fairground parking. Nobody parks back here on the side by the zoo. So it's super easy to find parking. I survived. I was about an hour altogether. I made 2 trips because my stuff got so heavy. I think I got 18 books altogether, so I spent $18. I didn't even go in like the more expensive book section because your girl does not have a dinner today. And I also had like a pretty strict $20 budget because see also unemployment. This is not good lighting, but oh well. Yeah, man, I feel like I look like I went through war, which I kind of did. Yeah, I had a moment of like FOMO when I first got there. I went to the science section and I was looking at like these really fantastic like anatomy and physiology, human science, medical. My brain is, I did not sleep again. Like anatomy and physiology textbooks, the ones you pay $8 million for in school. And I was like, okay, I really want these, but they're so heavy and I don't want to carry them around. And like, maybe I'll grab them, but I'm going to look a little bit first. And so I like looked through science books and I went around and I was looking at travel, which was right next to that. And this couple comes up and I hear the woman say, oh, we need all of these. Grab all of these medical textbooks. Grab all. And I'm just like, don't take everything. I wanted some of those. And they're just grabbing their, she's like, oh, organic chemistry, grab that, microbiology. And they're taking like all the sciencey textbooks that I wanted. And my little heart is like, okay, maybe they're using them like for tutoring or something. Like I'm trying to be very generous with this thought. And then I'm just like kind of mourning the loss of my books that I don't need anyway. What am I going to do with them? But I walk around and then there's a medical section and it has, guess what? More anatomy and physiology textbooks. And I don't think they went over there. So I was able to grab those. And there's a, like, it was just so chaotic of the people who are just grabbing everything they can get their hands on versus the people that are like very carefully selecting books. Me with my like pile of books, I had to bring one load out, go back in, start again. There was a guy, I'm sure there was more than one, I saw at least 2 people doing this where they were scanning books like to see what they were worth. And I hate that, to like get your money, I guess, but it's nah. So it's hot out here now. I'm gonna head home. I was gonna do some other stuff, but I really need to work because it's my next to last day of work. Yeah, let's go home and I will show you the books I got. My goodness, you can see limbs down from the storm yesterday. This is right by the fair. Okay, I just made it home, so I thought I'd show you guys what I got. But first of all, oh my gosh, I have to give you the backstory. So last year when I went to the spring book sale, the day before it happened, so the book sale takes place up at the fairgrounds, which is the northwest corner of town, right by the zoo. Last year, the day before the book sale, a tornado hit that area and it just devastated everything. So like my main memory of last spring's book sale was like trying to drive there when like none of the stoplights were working because they all got hit with the tornado. Like there were limbs down everywhere. It was like the Hunger Games trying to get to the book sale, but you know, priorities. Fast forward to this year. Yesterday morning, I get woken up by an alert on my phone, and so it woke me up and it said something about, I don't know, I'll see if I can like put the image here. I don't know how to edit. Let's figure that out. But about severe hailstorm and like immense danger and all this. And I'm like, okay, Jan. So I'm like half awake and I like go to the window with one eye open basically. And I'm like, oh, that's a creepy looking cloud. And my niece actually took a really good picture of the storm, which I will try to insert here. Did that work? We can hope. So yeah, really weird looking cloud. And then I start hearing this like boom, boom. And I'm like, oh, they weren't kidding about the hail. The hail that's coming down is like golf ball size. It was crazy. And like my cats are freaking out. Nothing scares Bear. Bear has literally slept through a tornado going by nearby, which I think that was the one last year, but like Bear will sleep through anything. He is like, what is going on? Just the sound of this hail hitting the house. And it wound up just wrecking the town. Thankfully where I lived, like my actual little neighborhood didn't get it bad, but like other parts of my town, people had like baseball sized hail. Cat. Broken car windshields. And then up by the fairgrounds, which is where I just was for the book sale, the zoo is right next door. One of their I can never remember. Okay, anyway, their bird died. His name was Adam. He was 21. I think he was already sick. I am not familiar with him, but R.I.P. buddy. And I guess another bird was injured. But the airport is just a few minutes from there. And their rental car company said that like 90% of their fleet got totaled from the hail breaking car windshields. Like people had to go out with tarps at the airport and cover people's cars because like the windshields were shattered and who knows how long these people are out of town for. And I mean, it was just chaos. But thankfully today was beautiful. Got up early again, got up there. It starts at 10. And so like last year when I got there, you know, like 10 till 10. And there were maybe 100 or so people in line in front of me. It wasn't huge. When I got there today, I mean, you saw the clip. Like it went way back to the parking lot in this direction. And then for the other door, it went way back to the parking lot in that direction. I mean, there were, I would say at least like 300 or 400 people in line, I would assume. My cat's trying to get my attention if you can't hear. If you can't hear, sorry. That's just the way we go. But yeah, massive crowd, but it's such a huge building that once you get inside, everybody goes in different directions and it's so spread out. I didn't even film in the better book section, which is pretty large. Like just that area alone is probably at least 2,000 square feet. But I was on a pretty strict budget today. I only had $2 left by the time I left. So I'm like, okay, we're just not even gonna go look at better books. But anyway, so I made 2 trips while I was there. And on my first run through, my cat is getting in the bag of books. No cats. Yeah. Anyway, so first round I grabbed like as many books until my arms started to hurt. And I got home and I was driving home thinking like, okay, was I a wimp or was this actually heavy? So I weighed my first bag of books and it's like 18 pounds. So like that's not a lot to just lift, but to carry around on one arm for half an hour, it was kind of heavy. So I have already forgotten what I got. ADHD is fun, keeps life interesting. So I'm gonna be just as surprised as you while I show you guys these. So I got this book called Almost Famous Women by Megan Mayhew Bergman. And it says, the fascinating characters in Almost Famous Women are defined by their creative impulses, blah, 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 blah. Ooh, the autobiography of Allegra Byron. I am assuming, oh, a legitimate daughter of Lord Byron and Claire Claremont. We love Claire Claremont. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I just listened to the episode of Vulgar History about Claire Claremont last night. Podcast, great podcast. That's so funny. I can't believe I just opened this page. That is amazing. So, okay, really glad I grabbed this already because I knew that Claire Claremont and Lord Byron had an illegitimate baby, but I didn't know the story of it. So, oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love... See, this is why the book sale is magical. I had no idea, and now I'm like, okay. I got Somerset Maugham on Human Bondage, which is one of my favorite books, but I haven't read that in years. And when I moved out of my old house, I had to leave a lot of stuff behind. Long story for another day, but I have no idea where my original copy of this is. Oh my gosh, I haven't read this in so long. So very excited about that. I'm like psyched. Wait, do I already own this? I might already own this. The Mind of the Raven. I love corvids. I'm more of a crow girl, to be honest, but that's mostly because we don't have ravens where I live. But I love corvids. They're smart. They're cool. Oh, there's pictures. Okay, I'm psyched about this. There's gonna be kind of a nerdy theme here if you haven't caught that onto that yet. I grabbed this Yellowstone expedition guide. Have not been to Yellowstone. Don't have any plans on going there anytime soon. But like, this looks great. It's got like all the cool things to see and like flora and fauna and ooh, there's a canyon travel guide tucked away in here. Things on plants and animals, like yeah, sold. By the way, every book I'm showing you, I paid $1 for. I usually go back on half price day when like books are 50 cents, and then they have like the cheap paperbacks, like the smaller ones, those are $1/4 on half price day. I don't think I'm gonna go on half price day this year just because I have so much going on and also not a ton of money, but the temptation is always there. But anyway, so every book you're seeing I paid $1 for. I grabbed America's Best Historic Sites, 101 Terrific Places to Take the Family. I'm not taking my family anywhere, but I like travel, obviously. Ooh, effigy mounds? Prehistoric burial sites in the shape of animals. Oh, there's some good stuff in here. Obviously travel nerd, obviously a history nerd. So, ooh, St. Augustine. I haven't been to St. Augustine in like over a decade and it's so cool, but yes, very excited about that one. Bear, you're so handsome. Okay, speaking of nerd, I talked earlier in the car about how those people were stealing all of the textbooks that I wanted. Not stealing, I'm not that mean. But I got Essentials of Human Anatomy and Physiology. I wonder if I looked this up, how much it would cost. Hey, 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 hey. Cat. Here it is. I might have to do that and then like put the price on the video here. But, ooh, fun. Ooh, would you like to learn about the endocrine system? I just took a psychology class that was like mostly neurobiology, and if I have to think about the ATP axis one more time in my life, my brain might explode. But look, some of these notes are in here and like they're highlights. I love that kind of thing. Okay, my camera just completely fell off the table, so whatever, moving on. Okay, I'm sorry, but if you've ever taken college classes, you know how freaking expensive these textbooks are. I got Animal Behavior, 9th edition. My degree is in animal health and behavior, so fun. Ooh, this is delightful. The evolution of reproductive behavior, and then it has bees, so we're literally talking about the birds and the bees. This is so fun. Ooh, there's a lot of bees in this book. I just saw this, whatever I paid for this is worth every penny, because what are these illustrations? What is happening here? Hang on, I gotta see the other one that made me pause. I won't be able to find it. Okay, this. What is happening in this brain? I don't know, but okay, clearly worth what I paid for that one. And this is the heavy one. I should have weighed this one. Oh my gosh. This has to be like more than 5 pounds on its own. Human Anatomy and Physiology. A big old chunky textbook that was probably $73,000 when somebody first bought it. Oh, this just brought back high school A&P, having to memorize every bone, all the major blood vessels, all the major nerves. Thanks, Mr. Harris. Honestly, though, thanks, Mr. Harris, because that has come in very handy as an adult in studying science. I got Virginia Woolf's London. I know nothing about this book, but I was wanting to get something from Virginia Woolf. I really wanted to find her letters with Vita Saxville West. Obviously couldn't find that, but I saw this. This study describes Virginia Woolf's vision of London and portrays it chronologically from novel to novel. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Pictures, I was gonna show you something, but yeah, very excited. I love London. I love London history, and Virginia Woolf is awesome, so win. And then I got Conservation Trails, a guide to Missouri's Department of Conservation hiking trails. I know most of the trails. Oh, I opened right up the Springfield Nature Conservation Center, which I'm going to be doing a video on soon. But this is just kind of a fun little guide to have. I don't know about most of these, and I also don't know when this was published. 1999, oh my gosh. So that's in great shape for being from 99. But that's just kind of cool to have. Maybe they've changed since then, but really fun. Okay, that is the end of bag one, and they gave me a free reusable bag for my books, even though I brought a bag, but thankfully I saved that one for round two. So, round two, are you still with me? Hopefully you like books. If not, you've already fast forwarded. Got trauma-informed yoga. I have thought about going to yoga teacher training. I was going to go to Trinidad to study with Troy Hadid for yoga teacher training in 2020. Want to guess why that didn't happen? So yeah, I love, most of the books they had were like power yoga, lose weight through yoga, and like, no. But this is more focused on like calming practices, and yeah, this is very interesting. I know a lot about, well, I'm trying to learn anyway about like somatic processing of things, but I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen, but there are times when I do a new yoga pose, and you know how they say like the body keeps the score thing? I have had it happen where I will do, especially like if it's a hip stretch thing, I will just like bust out laughing, or there are times when I've started crying, or it's just very weird where like you tap into a muscle that you don't usually use and it causes this weird emotional reaction. So I was really curious about that book. I don't know anything about the author, but they have a whole lot of letters after their name, so maybe they're well educated, but either way, it'll be interesting to read. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. If you didn't know, I'm a former Disney cast member. Epcot is my favorite. Epcot and Animal Kingdom are pretty much tied for me. Oh, we are not catting up here. Yes, so I found this book. I don't know when it was published, because it looks like vintage vibes, especially because this says Epcot Center, which we haven't used that name. This was published in 1982. That is when Epcot opened. And look at this. This is in perfect. I can't believe they had. Oh, jeez, you guys. I might cry over this book. You don't even know. Oh, look. Look at the World Showcase. Oh, they have like concept art. I am losing my little mind over this book right now. Figment. Okay, I paid $1 for this? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is like the best day. I grabbed Walking in This World by Julia Cameron. This is kind of the sequel to The Artist's Way. I have done The Artist's Way like at least once a year for over 20 years now. We did it in the belly dance group that I was in way long ago, and this is the sequel. I think I read this once. I might not have read the whole thing. No idea where my original is. We will grab that. I don't remember liking it as much, but was really excited to write this one, I did not write this book, did I write this book? I am so bad about like writing things and then forgetting that I wrote them, and then I'll be like, oh, we have this? I didn't, oh wait, I wrote this. Anyway, I am working on a video about the Battle of Wilson's Creek. I'm also being meowed at. And so I've been kind of into Civil War history, also because one of my last projects for my job was on Civil War history. But we love Civil War women. There were actually like 400 women who disguised themselves to become soldiers, and then some of them went on to live as men after the war, and just like so many cool stories. I'm really excited to read this. The Brain's Way of Healing. Apparently this author also wrote another book about neuroplasticity. I think brain neuroscience is really interesting. I'm still kind of traumatized from that psych class that I took that was neuroscience heavy. And so it's probably gonna be a while before I read this because I kind of had enough brains for a while, but that's still intriguing. The Tale of Dueling Neurosciences. The history of the human brain as revealed by true stories of trauma, madness, and recovery. So, I mean, that sounds fun to me. More neuroscience. Again, probably not going to be reading that anytime soon because I'm still recovering. And Staying Put, Making It Home in a Restless World. It says, a moving personal story about the value of putting down roots. I know nothing about this book. It was literally just like, I don't know, that looks cool, and I grabbed it. And then I found this, which has no title on it anywhere, and I opened it up while I was there, and it says Everglades Wild Guide. And I was like, okay, ooh, it's from 1972. That's amazing. But yeah, I love Florida. I don't love the politics in Florida, but I love Florida and I miss living in Florida. And if it was a little less insane, I would love to move back there. But I mean, how do I not buy an Everglades Wildlife Guide? So that is everything. That is 18 books, which I spent $18 on. Oh my gosh, I think it's probably like noon by now. It was like 11 when I left, and it takes me not quite half an hour to get home. I get to go start work for the day now, and I need to get as many hours as humanly possible today because tomorrow is my last official day of my job. Yeah, so mentioned that at the start of the video, but I found out about 2 weeks ago that due to budget cuts, the entire writing team at my job is being replaced. And I kind of don't think it's budget cuts. I think it might be something else. If you know, you know, because this is a company that needs things written constantly. I've been there 2.5 years. There's never been a time that we haven't had a million projects that needed to be written, and it was like deadline, deadline, deadline. So firing like 20 writers all at once, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So that's really fun. At least I had some notice. But thankfully, I am scrappy little freelance writer. I know I can pick up other stuff, but I have been saying I wanted to start a YouTube channel for probably literally years now, and I keep having all these ideas. And to me, it is really important as things continue to evolve technology-wise to support people who actually like, I hate the phrase do your research because, you know, science has some pet peeves about that, but like people who actually do their own research and don't just put into ChatGPT like 10 free things to do in Springfield and then say, here are 10 free things to do in Springfield. And then the people who actually live in Springfield say, that one's been closed for 2 years. That one's not in Springfield. That doesn't even exist. Like this is literally, I tried this back like when ChatGPT was new. I was like, maybe it can help me with ideas. And that was literally how it went. It would give me things that didn't exist, things that weren't in the town, things that weren't free. And that kind of stuff drives me nuts, especially when bloggers do that. Where they just post a list of things like the best things to do and they've never been to that town. I'm getting like ranty now, but this is something that I'm so passionate about. So I know how to research places. I am not afraid to go out and like go to them in person. I love telling stories, especially like women's history or like people that were overlooked. My biggest pet peeve is when I try to look up somebody's grave and it just says his wife. And I'm like, oh no, we're gonna tell her entire story. So yeah, and then also I get really frustrated by, I'm not gonna like go into specifics, but I recently saw a video by a Disney vlogger that I follow. I still follow a few people from those days, but who got flown to Paris by Disney, and then like the absolute non-effort that they put into making videos while they were there. Like, I'm sorry, but Disney, if you want to fly me to Paris, I would make the best freaking videos. I would not sleep. I would be showing you the entire resort. I would be speaking to the people there to learn every little bit of trivia possible. Like, I would be working my butt off to make amazing content. And so it gets so frustrating to see people that get like these free trips and then they're like very surface level. Like, okay, I could have Googled that and learned that. So hopefully you enjoy deep dives into random history and people that I think are cool and all that, because that's what you're gonna get here. If you want to support actual humans making content and those actual humans actually caring about what they're doing, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat, desperate for attention. Yeah, if you would follow my channel and help me get monetized so I can at least have some form of income from this, that would be amazing, because it would be so much fun to do, like part-time-ish, whatever. But liking the video, also good. But yes, saying that we do not want content made by AI. We want people who actually care about what they're doing and actually want to help people with what they're making and like have a passion for the things they're doing. So that said, I need food, I need coffee, I need my cat to stop begging for attention, so I probably need to open some extra cat food or get some treats. I need to go outside, I need a lot of things. I need $1 million because I'm unemployed now. So, but I will settle for a like if you will hit the like button, or subscribe would be even better, because I think I need 1,000 followers to get monetized. It might be 500. I don't know, YouTube is confusing, I'm new here. Okay, so that's the book haul. That was a lot of talking. Hopefully, if you're still here, I'm going to be showing you some little bits of this week. Tomorrow's my last day. Friday, I don't totally know what I'm doing yet. I want to get my Route 66 video up. And then, who knows from there? I have no idea. I have another part-time job that I still need to do. And I have so much cleaning I want to do around the house. I've been making the list of all the things I want to catch up on. But it's kind of what's ahead. We're off to a good start, hopefully, here. This might have to be its own video because this is already kind of long, but whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go work.